I wanted to make a confession. I am very vocal when it comes to the topic of Palestine and what is currently going on in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. How the Zionists are treating Palestinians. And I was thinking about it. I am reposting materials of other creators on TikTok. I am trying to contribute as much as possible. I am trying to always be on top of things, always be up to date, and every single day to get on the app to get the latest and freshest news coming in from Gaza whenever they come, and that's what I've been doing, and that was regarding TikTok. I did make a lengthy video on YouTube about this topic, and I am absolutely boiling inside. But at the same time, the level of and this is the confession part, because I still am absolutely torn when it comes to creating content, because I am striving to make this kind of for now, a side hustle, but I really enjoy doing it and I want to keep doing it. But there is so much different content that I want to produce that it's impossible to maintain just one single format of this channel for me. And this is what I have been really struggling with. Preparing materials like gameplays, where I talk, just about every day. I've had a problem when it comes to producing content, like, for example, gameplay materials. And I did produce several episodes, but I stopped at some point because it didn't just sit right with me. And the level of consumption of information sent me spiraling into a depressive state of being, with very low energy levels, very uneasy and unpleasant emotions, to say the least. And frankly, I was at the same time pissed, sad, furious, wanting revenge for what is happening in Gaza, wanting this to end, wanting the Palestinians to be free, wanting them to just live, to be free, just be free. And it has consumed me. And this is the confession that I wanted to make, that I did make it about myself a little bit, because I dialed down the consumption of information. I did get on the app to get the freshest information available, but I started doing this less frequently because I made this about myself, because my well-being suddenly for me became more important than getting to know what is happening. And for that, I am sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. And moving forward, there is nothing that can stop me from consuming as much information as humanly possible as I can, to educate myself and to educate others, and to speak out whenever I see injustice in the world. And this is a thing that I am having a huge problem with. How can people decide not to consume information? Actively turning their backs on the people of Gaza, of the people of Congo, not educating themselves, not looking for information, not spreading information about how the world is treating people, how big companies, how heads of states are treating regular people like you and me. I can understand the way of thinking when they say that they don't look for information because it makes them feel a certain way, because it makes them be in a really bad place, because they are incapable of functioning. But at the same time, you shouldn't be okay with what's going on. You shouldn't be able to function after hearing that the Israeli soldiers bombed a hospital or a refugee camp, or told people to go from north to south via safe routes that they have established, only to bomb those safe routes. But this is going to be addressed by me in a different video, and I'm going to talk more about Palestine from my perspective, because my psychiatrist said at some point that perhaps my depression is the result of how I view the world, of how I see the world, and moving forward to regular psychotherapy instead of addiction therapy, I could focus on that to start with, to do something, to continue working on my depression. And it got to me that it's not how I see the world. How the world is impacting me on a far deeper level than most of the people I know. That's why people I know are more likely to turn away their heads, because it will ruin their good mood. Okay, this is very... I don't want to make their experiences sound shallow. That's completely not what I am aiming at. I'm talking about people who are also struggling with mental health. When each good day, in air quotes, each good day when they feel that they have actually the power, the strength, the energy to face life head on, is very important to them, and they would lose that state if they started reading the news. I can understand the reasoning behind it, and this is an example of such reasoning, that they would choose to not look at what's going on in the world. But on the other hand, and this is what my therapist said, that since it's so destructive for me, wouldn't it just suffice to check the news once a day? And I was like, fuck no. I was like, no, absolutely not. Because this is not about me. And this is something I have come across also on TikTok. Someone who was studying to be a therapist was talking about this exact thing from their perspective, from the perspective of someone who's going to be a therapist one day, and who is going to have to talk to their patients or clients in a way that will make their mental health be better. I think it has become a bit like their role to tell people that if something is too much for you, then just don't do it, don't watch it. But I refuse to. So this is what my therapist said. And that was versus what I feel, because deep down inside I felt like I want to and I need to. So there was this conflict between what I feel is right and what my therapist is saying, and I went with my gut. I went with what I feel I should do. Just as I am going to move forward with my channel, with my YouTube channel, where I'm going to create a variety of different lines of content. I had this thought of breaking my channel into pieces, to have one channel for gaming content, for play with me's, one channel podcast related, and one YouTube channel. But then I thought that I would be somehow slicing myself up, like I had different faces for different things. And it occurred to me that for now I don't want to do that, because right now I feel that it's more important for me to be me. And that means I am the author of all this content. I want to create all this content. I want to create this. I want to create gaming content. I want to create creating podcasts. I want to speak out about human suffering and educate myself and educate others with what I have found, what I have learned. So my channel will be a conglomerate of different things happening. I will be creating content, so-called social justice content, in air quotes, which will be related to, for example, Palestine, Congo, and any other conflict, and educating myself so that I can educate you and create, try to create, to make an impact on your how you perceive the world, on how you see yourself in the world. And I think that's really important, and YouTube is a platform that will allow me to do so. And this will also be in the form of podcasts. Mental health, another very important for me issue, because the last 3 years have been an instant roller coaster for me. Doing almost 3 years, or even more than 3 years, of addiction therapy, and the group therapy that I have completed already, and which I will continue regular psychotherapy moving forward sometime next year. And I do want to create gaming content. I want to show how I create my art, how and why I do what I do. I feel I have so much to say that, and this is still me. This is me. This is the same person who is at the same time doing gaming content and at the same time being furious, because all these emotions are still in me. No one person is just one thing. Me as a human being, I have a variety of skills, of passions, of things that are really, really important to me. Of course, these things will be prioritized when it comes to creating content, but there are things that are easier to create, and of course, those things that have lowest priority are the easiest things to make. But the most important things will take longer to do, unfortunately. But one thing I can promise right now, that no matter what content I make, I am going to be authentic doing it. And that goes without saying, as I've always been authentic. in my podcasts, in my videos, in the started series of religion. My friends, having a script, as always, I digressed and jumped from one topic to another. Hopefully I did manage to cut it all and edit everything so that it does make sense. But moving forward, there are 3 tiers of what I will be doing. Social issues, everything that falls into the podcast, and gaming content. And one last thing I wanted to address, the gaming content is going to be done in Polish. Maybe I will move to gaming content in English with a next title that I will be playing, or I'm going to choose different games, but for now I will leave you with this information that gaming for now is done in Polish. The rest of the content is in English. I am working on new materials, I am working on new things to cover on the podcast and on YouTube, and it's going to happen really soon. So stay tuned. Thank you for sticking around, thank you for listening, thank you for being here.